It's official, folks. I'm quitting. Quitting story mode, that is. You don't think I was actually going to quit Marvel Future Fight, do you? Crazy? Are you absolutely nuts? But I will also be changing my name in-game, so if you were to just see the thumbnail or the title and then not watch the video, and then you were to look me up and you couldn't find me, you would actually think I quit, which is kind of crazy. But I wonder. I truly wonder. We'll get to the name change later. First things first, I want to talk about why I'm quitting story mode. And to clarify what I'm quitting exactly, because I'm not exactly quitting story mode entirely. But what I will be quitting, I'm pretty sure, is Dimensional Clash. I'm not going to be playing Dimensional Clash anymore because it basically costs too much energy to open one of these chests that honestly has just been giving me crap for like a few months now. And I know that's not a long time, but recency bias is a real thing, and I just don't see that it's worth it anymore. You know, there's 20 missions times 8. That's like 160 energy or some shit like that. You know, it's just a lot. It's just a lot of energy for one thing, and then you open it up, and you know, I just don't need what I've been getting. Like for the last 3 months, whatever, I've opened up, let's say like 100 chests, and I haven't needed a single thing that I've gotten from any of those chests. So 0 out of 100. I've burned like who knows how much energy. You can do the math if you really want to torture me. And that's it. I don't need the tier 3 materials. That's pretty straightforward, and I can still get them from the other story mode missions, right? I don't need the tickets because they don't fold into each other, so I can't rank them up. Look at this. 400 of these, 400 of these, 400 of these. Like, this is absurd. I have one of these and one of these. Those are absolutely useful, for sure. And I could still keep getting them and being happy about that, but they're also exceedingly rare, right? So that's not happening. And then, yeah, the rest of it is trash. I haven't gotten a CTP. Basically, that's kind of the big thing. I haven't gotten a CTP. But yeah, I'll still be doing the all war because I do get Odin's Blessings actually more frequently than before. I don't know if it's like a trade-off or what's going on, but I do still get CTPs. And the nice thing is, if you don't get CTPs, you can still get Uru that you can combine to try to get... Or sorry, even if you don't get Odin's Blessings... I was saying CTPs. I've been getting Odin's Blessings from this, but even if you don't get Odin's Blessings, you still get Mythic Uru that you can either equip on characters or that you can use in combine events to try to get more Odin's Blessings. There's literally nothing I can do with those excess tickets that I get, right? Those type enhancement tickets, there's literally nothing I can do. There's absolutely nothing to do with these. They're just uselessly sitting in my inventory. And then, of course, I'm still going to farm the Thanos one because P cards and Mythic cards are always useful. Whether it's for, like, that's amazing, right? Whether it's for crafting cards, whether it's for upgrading your agent level, there's always tons of use for cards. But the big thing is saving the energy, right? That's really the big thing. Right now, I have too much energy, but I also have max boost points. And I want to point this out to you because there's a disadvantage and an advantage to what I'm about to explain. So the advantage to doing story mode is you don't have to worry about your boost points. You do have to have the energy, but you don't have to basically micromanage your boost points. So one thing that I usually used to do is I would jump into the game, you know, at the beginning of the day, and I would have, you know, whatever, 300 energy, and I'd have max boost points. And so then what I would do is I would burn my boost points like this, down to whatever, like 2 boost points, or I'd run a GBR, burn my boost points, and then I would go and jump into story mode, because story mode does not use boost points. So in that sense, story mode is very good. If you don't have a lot of time to sort of manage your boost points, story mode is a very, very good alternative because it doesn't require boost points. It doesn't use up your boost points. So you burn your boost points, you have excess energy, you go and you burn it in story mode, and then you come back later and your boost points are all charged up. Now, what am I going to be doing with the excess 160 plus energy a day now that I'm not going to be doing that one particular batch of story mode? The Dimensional Clash. Well, I'm going to be doing Dispatch. That's what I'm going to be doing. And Dispatch, on the other hand, does burn boost points. Dispatch does use boost points. So if you're going to go ahead and do this, you know, strategy along with me, I'm not saying this is, first of all, I'm not saying this is better than story mode. It definitely depends on whether you're in the same bucket as I am. Like, if you need the tier 3 materials from story mode drops, don't stop farming story mode. Because if you need the tier 3 materials, it's very, very good, especially the Dimensional Clash, because when it drops tier 3 materials, it drops them in batches of 250. Whereas the other 3 story chapters only drop it in batches of 100 or 125. So it's double or more than double the 3 other ones. Now, you obviously have to play way more missions. It's 20 missions versus 3 or 4, but it's still way more rewards. But if you don't need the tier 3 materials and you haven't been getting CTPs lately, then I encourage you to try dispatch farming. Dispatch farming has a number of benefits, but you first have to tackle the downside of boost points. You got to be careful, because if you just slot in dispatch into your regular farming routine, you may find that when you come back to your phone after you've farmed up, like how much am I going to queue up here? If I go ahead and queue up with this team right now, I have how much energy? I'm going to be queuing up 66 runs. So not only is this going to take a long time, it's going to take me probably over an hour, because it takes about 45 seconds per run, plus the loading screens in and out, right? Plus the little orange circle that Netmarble has increased in time over the last few updates to make us miserable. It's going to take me at least an hour. I'd probably say, like, just conservatively an hour and 20 minutes. So it's like almost a movie, right? 80 minutes. The problem is it's not only going to burn that 80 minutes that I can't use my phone or whatever, but it's going to keep my boost points at 0. It's gonna whittle down my boost points right now that are at 29. It's gonna whittle them down to 0, and then every time they charge up to 4, it's gonna eat them and go back down to 0 and keep doing that. And so when I jump back on my phone after 80 minutes or so are gone and I've done all these runs, I'm not gonna have any boost points. So if you are the type of player that wants to set it and forget it and then come back and run a GBR because your boost points have recharged, or you want to come back and run some missions because your boost points are recharged, you can't do that with this method. So you kind of have to leave your dispatch farming until the end of the day if you want to be, you know, as careful as possible. You want to leave it till the end of the day and then do it when you don't need the boost points. If you need the boost points and you want something to run for a while and you want to replace story mode, Dimension Rifts. Dimension Rifts are the other thing to make sure you farm. Again, you know, I'm not saying you have to farm Dimension Rifts. I'm just saying that they are an alternative to story mode if you're not doing both. Yeah, thanks, Davey. Because they also don't use boost points, right? Story mode doesn't use boost points, and Dimension Rift does not use boost points. So yeah, if you want to do that, then that's your other option. I'm still going to be farming Dimension Rifts daily. I'm going to try to do 2 to 3 Dimension Rifts a day. I've only done 1 so far today, so I probably still need to farm another Rift or 2 before I can do Dispatch. But that's basically my new plan, is to farm Dispatch. Now, why farm Dispatch, you say? Well, if you have a good enough team with level 80s or tier 4s, and you can farm Sector 12 quickly, like within a minute or less, then the dispatch drops can actually be better. Like a 160 energies worth of dispatch drops can be better than the story mode. That story mode chapter. Not in terms of tier 3 materials, but in terms of cards, Uru, ISO, and then of course the chance for you know, premium drops, premium CTP drops, premium ISO drops, which are not that useful, but whatever. Premium card drops and Odin's blessings. So that's basically why. In addition to that, Dispatch also has archive drops, shield archive drops. So if you are still farming these things, like for example, the Hydra flags, right? I still need 6 of them so that I can get this extra 600 instinct defense. Like, I don't know how useful this is, but it is still something I can get for free just by farming, right? So I do want to eventually fill these out, at least the ones that can be farmed. The ones that cost, like, you know, I have to go and sacrifice Odin's blessings, or I have to sacrifice CTPs or some shit. Those are, or P cards. Those are going to come at a later date when I feel that it's necessary, right? I need to have like a really compelling reason. But here I don't really need a compelling reason because I can farm it for free. So that's the first thing I wanted to point out and sort of explain my thinking on, because it's a pretty big change. I mean, I've been farming story mode for 3 years now, non-stop, right? Almost 4 years, because this came out in 2021. Is it time that they buff the rewards, maybe? Or maybe they tweak the rewards? Maybe they reduce the number of stages in the ultimate story mode and they increase the number of fragments that drops? I don't know. Or maybe they need to tweak the chances because the CTP drops are just way, way, way too low. 0.045. Yeah, that's super low. So you have a very low chance of getting any CTP, and it's also not all the CTPs, right? There's only 11 of them there. But yeah, I've been terribly unlucky, so I'm going to be changing things around. The other thing I'm going to be doing is changing my name. Now, the reason why I'm changing my in-game name is not because the channel's going away or anything like that. It's because of solidarity with my alliance. As you can see here, the alliance that I'm in, Nemesis, pretty much the best alliance in the game. #1 in Alliance Tournament almost every week. Top 3 in Alliance Conquest. And that's basically it, right? Those are the 2 game modes that rank things. We're #4 right now, but yeah, we'll be back up there when we're not getting gangbanged by Axis like a bunch of cringe lords. And we're also usually at the top or near the top any given week of at least one of the other PvP game modes, whether it's Otherworld Battle. So you can see there, we got one in the top 4, top 6, top 7, top 8, top 9, or sorry, top 10, top 11. Yeah, top 14, top 15. So yeah, and all these dudes, well, not Nutsack Face, but a rep, not K-Crow right now, but so, you know, all these guys, King Davy, they all have that NEM tag in the front. So this is kind of like an old school MMORPG thing where, you know, you're in an alliance, you're in a guild for long enough, and the guild is kind of well known, has a reputation to uphold. And so you're like, okay, let's have everybody change their name and add some sort of like moniker at the beginning of the name to represent the guild. So you've got the first guy, you've got King Davy, so you've got Alex J, Mephisto, A Rep, and so on and so forth. Kim Chewan, Great Tier, Pizza Pop, Papa, sorry, Kim Barrazo, and it goes on, right? So I'm not the last one to do it, but there's not many left. Most of them, genuinely, the majority of the alliance has already done it. So I'm going to be doing it as well. That being said, it's for those of you that do look up my account from time to time to, you know, keep track of stuff, or if you have questions or to make fun of me to people, you're going to have to do a little bit more work because they're not, those 3 letters at the beginning are not from a typical keyboard. So you basically just have to find it somewhere, copy and paste it. So if you're looking for somewhere to copy and paste it, I'll leave it in the description of every video from now on, so that you can just copy and paste it from the video description to wherever you need it to be. All right. For those of you who are wondering how to change your name, I'll show you here. And this is the first time I do it and probably the last time I do it, except to turn back in the future to Cynicalex. You click the little pencil box there under your name, and it says, hey, it's going to cost you 500 crystals. You used to have to buy a codename changer in the shop, but you don't have to do that anymore. I wonder actually if you can still buy it in the shop. I'm just curious here. Where would it be? Would it be in materials? Utility. Yes, there it is. Codename changer. It's still there. Use this item to change your name. Okay, well, whatever. You can still go ahead and buy the codename changer, or you can just go here and do it. And then it's going to say, hey, enter your codename. And then I'm just going to paste in this code, which uses, I think it's Russian letters there, for Nemesis Alex. You cannot use a code name that starts or ends with a space. Okay, my bad. Take the space out. Take the space out. There we go. Change your code name. If the code name changes, the app will restart. Oh, you know what I just realized? Someone can take my name now. Someone can take the name Cynicalex. And then I don't know if I can take it back. Oh, well. It's fine. Whatever. If someone takes my name, it's fine. I don't care that much. Yeah. Okay, there we go. And then it restarts the game. I think 2 players can have the same code name. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure they can have the same code name. And then in any event, if you look up a Cynicalex, or if you get a friend request from a Cynicalex or whatever, and he's not in Nemesis, in this alliance, then it's not me, right? It's not me. And so then you go ahead and and there you go. We got another one in the group for the team, for the squad. All right, very cool. If you're seeing this, I guess we can use this as a bit of alliance promotion here. If you are a top player and for some reason you don't already know about a Nemesis and you'd like to join us, you can hit up my, I think it's A Rep, yeah, the alliance leader there with the crown. Hit him up online or Discord and see about joining. You have to be a top player. There's really no way about it. You have to have, like, you'll know, basically, you'll know. You have to, like, score over 250 million ABX, ABL, and have, like, you know, stacked cards. You basically have to be, like, a dedicated whale. But, hey, if you're a dedicated whale and you want to see what it's like playing with the most hardcore motherfuckers out there, sure, take my spot. I'll have to change my name back. Anyways, thanks for watching the video. I quit. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care.